In Belgrade, I'm speaking with Luka Rakic. Luka, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Luka. I was born here, left this country when I was 7, lived in Kuwait for 12 years, went to an English school, finished high school there, studied in Italy, and now I'm here until I find a job.
Why did you initially leave Serbia?
Mainly because of my mother's job. She studied Arabic University, then she worked for an arms company, and they sent her to their office in Kuwait.
No connection to the war?
No connection to the war, zero.
Okay.
I was quite well off during the war, actually.
The impression I get is you are quite a Trump supporter, is that
Trump
correct?
support? No, Trump sympathizer, because I feel like he was unfairly treated during this whole campaign. I'm not for anyone. Listen, I'm a policy guy. If someone can give me some policy that I agree with, then I'll agree with them. Now, the thing with Trump is, he's the guy, like he is the product of decades of left-wing professors indoctrinating students with, pardon my language, bullshit about the world, and it's really cultural Marxism. As in, it used to go from the haves to the have-nots, and now you have the victims and the oppressors. And now the oppressors seem to be the people that are successful, and there's a specific type of person that they're targeting, straight white men, as if all of the world's problems can be singled down to that specific group of people, and that's ridiculous. And then they're also stifling free speech. You're not allowed to say this, you're not allowed to say this about that, but they can say anything they want about you. And I think the Trump phenomenon is a response from those people saying, you know what? I'm not a racist, I'm not a sexist. Just because I have specific views that aren't aligned with your indoctrination doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I think that's what it is.
What about on foreign policy? Trump is pitching a foreign policy that is different than the traditional
Listen, I don't agree with the whole, we're going to bomb the shit out of them. That's kind of careless and reckless. But in retrospect, he's a guy that's good with rhetoric. He lights up a crowd. And I do agree with him that he should keep he's keeping all of his tactics secret. Because you don't want to announce to the enemy what you're going to do 5 weeks ahead of it, right? But I think, from Trump, I really do want to hear a more detailed policy on what he's going to do. That's my only issue with Trump. But I completely sympathize with the cause, because I know that political correctness has completely taken over America.
Do your Serbian roots have anything to do with this?
My Serbian roots? Absolutely not. I'm proud to be Serbian, of course, but at the same time, I'm also Croatian, I'm also from Montenegro, and so I feel like I used to be very, everyone, they say that if you're not a socialist in your younger years, you don't have a heart, but if you're not a conservative in your 30s, you don't have a brain. So I think, there was a huge part of me that was very, Slavic and, communism, yeah, but I think that faded out as I started reading stuff on my own and not actually listening to my university lecturers.
But is there any connection in those sentiments to U.S.
Trump?
and NATO bombing of Serbia, or no?
I was 4 or 5 when NATO bombed us. I do remember, the sirens going off, we had to go out to the bunker, but as far as I remember, Trump was the one that said, what are you doing in Kosovo? Just leave it alone. And he was against, the U.S. bombing, NATO bombing Serbia. So I think slightly there's some sort of bias because of that.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Really, just don't listen to social media, don't listen to AJ+, don't listen to now this and now this election, don't listen to BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is the cancer of all society. Boom, that's it. That's all I have to say.